Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, this is a story, more Epstein stories. This time, Senator Dick Durbin is taking front and center. He's the ranking member of the Senate Judiciary Committee for the Democrats, and he's received information that Attorney General Pam Bondi pressured about 1,000 FBI personnel to comb through tens of thousands of pages of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein and flag any documents that mentioned Donald Trump. He wrote a letter to Bondi, FBI Director Kash Patel, and Deputy FBI Director Bongino, asking for more from them about the administration's handling of files from Epstein and why senior officials were allegedly focused on looking for documents connecting Trump to Epstein. Durbin said that information had come into his office, that Bondi had pressured the FBI to place about 1,000 personnel working 24-hour shifts. They weren't working 24 hours a day, but I imagine that they would have 3 8-hour shifts or 2 12-hour shifts doing this work, trying to flag instances where Trump could be connected to Epstein. What else is in this list? He basically wanted to know why FBI personnel were told to flag those records. And is there a log of records mentioning Trump? Because, if you flagged a bunch of pages, then likely they kept a log of what those were, so you know where to look. So he wants to see that log, and he wants that shared with the committee. He also wants to understand why Bondi, when asked if there was a client list, like on Fox News back in February, she said, yes, it's on my desk, only to later say that the client list didn't exist. He also wants to know about statements about a whistleblower in New York that said that the Southern District of New York was sitting on thousands of pages of documents. Were they? And if they were, he wants those shared with the Judiciary Committee. So I think that pretty much covers. Oh yeah, and then he brought up that although Bondi said that they were showing transparency and releasing the video outside of Epstein's cell, the metadata says that data has been tampered with, and he wants to know exactly what was done, such that the metadata shows that the surveillance video was tampered with. So he's not letting the details go. And sometimes it's when you look at those details, you find stuff that doesn't make sense. Again, why would you put thousands of FBI agents working around the clock to flag pages in the Epstein Report connecting Trump with Epstein? Why would you be doing that? Maybe there's an innocent explanation for that, but this administration doesn't seem to have a whole lot in common with innocent explanations. Okay, so let's take a look at this, all right? Entertainment purposes only. Let's get the energy around Dick Durbin pressing Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Bongino on the Epstein Report. Okay, come on down. Entertainment purposes only. What do we have going on here? Well, I like it. Foundation of the reading is justice. He's digging down to get to the truth about everything that's going on here. And the Justice Department is not above scrutiny. This is the Judiciary Oversight Committee. They are the ones who should be looking at the Justice Department to make sure the Justice Department is doing what the Justice Department should be doing. Crossed with the Five of Wands, the Hillbilly Brawl card, and underneath is the Moon card. He is stirring the pot because there are secrets, unexplained events happening at the Justice Department that need explaining. And he's not going to take no for an answer. Nor should anybody on that committee take no for an answer. In the past, Six of Cups. Again, Epstein, sex trafficking little girls. Also, there once upon a time, the Judiciary Committee and probably the Justice Department, I don't want to say they got along well. Anytime you have an oversight against a department, there could be locking horns as, can't you just trust us? No, that's why we audit. In God we trust, everyone else we audit. But I think this has everything to do with Epstein and little girls. Current situation. I was sure I had two cards there, not that was just a single card. Current situation is the Seven of Swords. The trying to sneak away, hide things, take things away from the collective. He's onto something with this, and he knows he's onto something. He knows when somebody's been sneaking off and being deceitful. He's got it. Overarching energy is the Queen of Wands. Okay, so now this letter has been sent to Pam Bondi, who would oversee the FBI, and it's now in her court. Explain your actions. Right now, your explanation is internal. You haven't explained to us why you were doing what you were doing. It looks shifty, to say the least. Lesson to be learned, Knight of Pentacles. Come forward with the evidence. We asked you a question. Come forward with everything that we asked. Be prepared to explain what you did and why you did it. Were you in service of the government, or were you in service of the President of the United States? You're supposed to swear an oath to the Constitution and represent the people of the United States. You're not the personal lawyer of the President. Basically, you being a mercenary or not. Outcome is going to be the Ace of Cups. Strong emotional start. Weepy? No. Passion. I think this is just, given everything that's going on with Trump and the Epstein files, this is just going to keep the Epstein files in the forefront of the news cycle. Now, Trump suing Rupert Murdoch and Fox News is going to also keep his name next to Epstein for a while until he drops that lawsuit and the news media gets tired covering it. But now you've got Durbin, smacking the hornet's nest over there, demanding answers. How will Trump's administrators, Bondi, Patel, Bongino, react? How are they reacting to this letter that Dick Durbin sent to him? I'm going to focus mostly on Bondi because she's in charge. So, and she's the one apparently who ordered all the FBI agents to do these this scouring of the documents. She's got to answer for it. You got to imagine there were meetings being held, and you had to come up with some type of rationale and justification for doing what you're doing. It should be easy enough to respond to the Senate Judiciary Oversight Committee as to why you did what you did. How's Bondi reacting to this letter from Dick Durbin? Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, by the way, for those suggesting isopropyl alcohol or dry erase markers, I did the IPA. I didn't have dry erase markers at home, and it got rid of the Sharpie marks on the back of my cards. How is Bondi reacting to this? Six of Swords. She's going to try and delay. She's going to try and delay and let the hoopla of this come down. That's what I'm getting. This is causing problems. She's going to try and figure out a way to deliver without rocking the boat. We got the Five of Coins underneath, the Two of Wands, the Magician card, and the King of Pentacles. Oh, how interesting. Okay, so underneath it all, the King of Pentacles, the big money. I'm not being overly cynical when I'm saying that big money is driving everything that's going on in the U.S. government these days. And, the big donors are going to be the ones that are going to be pressuring their congressmen and congresswomen on what they want done. I think from Pam Bondi's point of view, she's trying to steer the ship out of troubled waters to calmer shores. She will comply with it, but she's going to say she needs time We just got your thing. We're going to need at least 2 weeks to respond to this. Delay, delay, delay. I think, to me, this is information that's not being presented. She doesn't have a good explanation for why she forced these folks to work all the time, all around the clock on these documents. She just doesn't have a good answer for it. And she's looking for time to come up with a good answer to come up with a justifiable answer for doing what she did. But right now, there's no good answer to it. There's no good response. And she needs to come up with a good response for it. And I was musing because Bongino wanted these documents released and she refused to do it. Maybe it's Bongino better understood, probably because he had a podcast, he better understood what MAGA was all about. And it's almost like he and Patel, well, two people are out in the cold, but I don't think of Patel as being aligned with Bongino. I think of Patel as being aligned with Pam Bondi. So those two people out in the cold, I think that's Bondi and I think that's Patel trying to figure out how they're going to land on their feet with this one. Let me ask about Bongino real quick. How's Bongino, second in command of the FBI? Those two are either the FBI folks but I think it's Bondi and Patel. So that's what I want to ask about Bongino. How's Bongino reacting to this letter where he got named in it? 8 of Coins. Doing the work. Apprenticeship. Working, learning. King of Swords. Knight of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. That card's come up again. And the Page of Cups. Yeah. Bongino made his expert. The reason why he's got the second in command at the FBI was because he was a podcaster catering to MAGA and offering up the whole Epstein thing to them. I think and again, as I mentioned earlier, he understands what MAGA was looking for. He knows the goods that they were looking for. He might have better explanations as to what's going on here. Oh, this could also be him lawyering up too. Don't doubt for a second that he's going to lawyer up, because I think he feels like he's going to be the one that's tossed out. So he might be the first one to lawyer up and the first one to come over for a deal. Exchange his testimony for leniency. I'm not seeing the whistleblower card, not getting the Page of Swords here, but with this King of Swords and the King of Pentacles, I think he better understands the trouble or the problems that he's facing. So if I were a betting man, if somebody was going to cut some deals, it's going to be him. How's Durbin feeling about this? What's Durbin truly feeling about Bondi and Patel and Bongino when he wrote that letter? Just a simple 4-carder on this one too. Dick Durbin, what's he feeling on this one? We really do have some good senators that dig in. Durbin is one of them, and Sheldon Whitehouse is another. We should thank our lucky stars that we do have some Democrats that are just absolute bulldogs for digging in. And honestly, if they were Republicans, I'd be grateful for them too, because this isn't a partisan thing. This is an oversight thing, and they take their job seriously. What's Durbin thinking? Sitting in the catbird seat. Come on, impress me. What do you got? the Fool, Three of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the High Priestess. He knows more than he's letting on. He knows that the government has been betrayed, has been lied to, and this is a new investigation that's starting here. Again, this is, you reach out to try and get information. I'm sure that letter is written way more nicely, and it's not a nicely written letter, but it's way more nice than how he actually feels. I think he's sitting on a lot of information with it. He has not revealed everything. He's going to let them, he's giving them rope. That's all I can say is he's giving them rope to hang themselves. And depending on their response, he's going to know how badly they're lying and how badly they're willing to hang themselves. This is almost like one of those instances where he already, like any lawyer in a courtroom, you don't ask a question that you don't already know the answer to. I think he already knows the answers. So that could be like emails, memos, things like that were written and handed out. And so he knows the justifications. He may have a mole that told him what's going on, a trusted source. And now he's going to see what the Justice Department senior leadership has to say about that. He's sitting on it. They're in trouble. I think they know they're in trouble. Do they know? Let's say, how about that? Does Pam Bondi understand that Dick Durbin knows way more than he's letting on, and that she's probably in deep, deep doo-doo? More card on that one, too. Same card as Bongino, working on the answer. Queen of Pentacles. Kind of sitting. Oh, she's definitely holding stuff back. Holding stuff back. Holding the good stuff back. Oh, it's integrity time. This is her moment to shine. You're the Attorney General of the United States. You should be conducting your job and your investigations with the utmost integrity. You're not supposed to be holding back evidence. You're supposed to be sharing the evidence. And regardless of the firestorm that is going to come with it. Given Pam Bondi's energy and the way she's conducted herself to date, she's withholding evidence. This investigation is going to go forward. She's withholding evidence. And this evidence is dear to her. But how long can she hold on to it as the heat gets turned up on it? I think she on a positive reading, she would have integrity and would support this. But her energy does not state that. I asked if she understood how much Durbin knows. I think the reality of it is setting in on how much he knows. And the more she finds out, the more mayhem. There's going to be panic setting in. This card's interesting with the Queen of Pentacles. It's kind of like this is her baby. She's not going to be able to blame this on other people. I don't think she can toss out Patel and Bongino. She can't toss out those babies with the bathwater. Maybe she'll try. But it's almost like saying this is her baby and she has to own it. She's not in a good spot. I wouldn't want to be in... Well, yeah, I say that about all of Trump officials. I don't want to change places or be in their spots. Okay. Little four... I will do 7 Carter. What else should we know about Dick Durbin's letter and fallout from it? Just sort of a general 7 card read on that one. We'll close this one out. Something a little more interesting than the 4 Carter. You reap what you sow type of thing. Well, it's... Oh, geez. I haven't gotten this combo in a long time. Usually I get the Jack Smiths of the world. Queen of Swords crossed with the King of Swords and the Six of Swords. The more honest, straightforward that you are with this, the better off you're going to be, the sooner this goes away. He is absolutely sitting on this stuff. Again, he's like a prosecutor, he's like a lawyer, he knows the answers. And if she doesn't give honest, straightforward answers, he's going to go in even harder on her. This is not going to calm down. The only way this calms down is if she is honest and forthright coming out of the chute. Page of Cups in the past, just kind of being enamored with Donald Trump's words. And Dick Durbin just understanding that something stinks. There's something rotten in Denmark, and him going after it. This is her pet project, Queen of Pentacles again. This is her baby. Eight of Cups. That could be resignation time. If she owns it, this could be a resignation for her. Lesson to be learned, the Four of Swords. The more you try... Again, she might try and delay this. Delay. Hide. But, trying to delay this thing out to get to calmer shores. But there's a lot of pressure coming on her to think about what she's done as the investigation starts really drilling down. You have to be careful that you're not putting yourself into jeopardy by doing this. The outcome is going to be the Six of Wands. There's going to be a victory here. I do think that it could be a victory in that she gets this delayed, but ultimately she'll be out of power. Information is going to be revealed. The American public's going to know what happened and why it happened. I don't know if, will it be anything that happens in the immediate near future? Probably not, because we all know how these things go. They get delayed. This is one of those things, if Donald Trump were to suddenly have a severe bout of congestive heart failure and no longer be the President of the United States, the amount of information coming out will be amazing because there will be no more reason to protect him. I was saying that last year at this point because he wasn't supposed to be elected, and the minute he was elected president, all the court cases would go full steam ahead and everybody would jettison the guy. So when Donald Trump is no longer president, if this case was still ongoing, then you're going to get all sorts of truth coming out and probably resignations that go along with it. But first off, we have to get to that point. We're not there yet. Although, given his swollen ankles, given the catheter that he had, given the White House press secretary saying that his doctors did a battery of tests and he had problems with the veins in his legs, which is a symptom. It's not the underlying cause. It's the symptom of an underlying cause. Yeah. His weight, his exercise, his diet, his general overall health, all conducive towards him having a rather major medical event. And this is just another sign of that major medical event fomenting inside of him. When does it hit? We don't know. But it's not going away. Not going to go away anytime soon. It's just going to get worse. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you found it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.